Welcome back to Lamas Farm, showing you our odorless chicken housing with the healthy 4-year-old decal brown, our egg layers. In this video, you will know how to keep your coops odorless naturally, and who would have thought they will reach 4 years in our farm? The supplier actually told us to call them on their second year, but we will keep them and gonna breed them as well for sustainability. Anyway, we actually uploaded a video regarding the natural method in keeping your coops or animal housing odorless, but this is kind of more informative video. We will compile all the process in here on how we culture the living thing that keeps the beddings of our animals odorless, which none other than Indigenous microorganisms, or we call it IMO in natural farming. It is used to create fertile and healthy soil condition. In animal beddings, they eliminate the odor because these microorganisms, which are present in our natural ecosystem, they eat animal waste and other wastes except plastics and converts it to nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus, which are very important in the health of plants and animals. So those are our ducks, guys, and here is the area of our native chickens. Most of them are roaming around, and here is our broiler chicks and the bigger chicks. And look at the beddings of our broilers. It's odorless because of the IMO that we sprayed on it. So they are healthy and they just scratch on the beddings. They do everything they need. As much as we want to fully free range them, but we want to protect them from predators. So they are eating duckweed mixed with azolla and madre de agua. They love it so much. So let's show you now the process on how to culture IMO. So let's start culturing good bacteria, which we call Indigenous microorganisms, or IMO for short. These are the materials needed: rice, rubber band, and tissue. We'll also need a wooden box with a gap in the middle. And of course, for cooking the rice, we will need water. So we will cook this differently. It must be slightly hard because good bacteria doesn't like wet smashy rice. It will only attract bad bacteria. We started culturing IMO last February 24, and that was last Saturday, and today is February 26, so 2 days ago. And let's see if there are good bacteria or beneficial microorganisms already inside. And as you can see, the good bacteria did not fully develop yet. So we need more beneficial microorganisms to colonize the cooked rice we set up. By the way, guys, the good bacteria are those white molds. As much as possible, we don't want any black molds to be present. Since it is rainy season, we will need more than 3 days to culture them. So let's check again after 2 days. For your information, guys, beneficial microorganisms are more active during dry season. They're cultured faster during hot season. So they really like hot temperature. So let's go and wait for another 2 days. But if you can check it every day, you can. The better. Oh. Why? They're here. It's going outside. You see that, guys? It's a good bacteria. It's out. Way. Wow. Ayan na. Ayan na. Have to remove the bad bacteria. There are 5 stages of IMO process. So the rice with white molds is what we call IMO 1. And now we will mix it with sugar, which is then called as IMO 2. And later on, we will explain to you why we need to put sugar or mix sugar with this. And make sure to wash your hands before getting the IMO 1. We need to get a bowl and make sure it is clean because we will mix sugar or molasses in the IMO 1 here. So we thoroughly mix it in the bowl before transferring them to glass jar to evenly distribute the sugar to the IMO 1 or to the microorganisms. Now let's get the white molds and get rid of those black molds or green molds.
Look, perfect.
Look at that. It's really beautiful.
Look at that, guys. It's really perfect.
Pero di lang mainom, no?
Hmm?
Pero di lang mainom.
Inom siya, pero diri da mo sago sa tubig. Look at that. So very perfect. We'll remove this. Remove talang ang wrap. So sa bad bacteria.
Hindi man po na siya bawat, no?
Wala rin sini.
Ay, ansa? Oh.
Ubus na molasses, te?
Ano kung nga, jabay na pasunod. Ito sa larong. Lamisa. Ang kilo niya, guys.
Okay, so make sure to weigh the IMO 1 because the ratio is always 1:1. So whatever will be the weight of the IMO 1, the same amount of sugar that will be mixed in it. So the sugar is the food of those beneficial microorganisms. So for them to be able to live longer, we will need to feed them with sugar or molasses. We prefer brown sugar because it is not processed that much compared to granulated sugar or white sugar. So make sure to just use molasses or brown sugar. Muscovado is better, but it's quite expensive. So now we will start mixing the sugar and IMO 1 together. Remember to be careful in pressing them because there are living microorganisms in it. They might get hurt also. The perks of being a farmer, guys, is having a very unattractive hand. Look at my hand. The veins are so visible. But anyway, as long as you are happy in what you're doing, so just continue doing it.
Yan guys.
It's worth it anyway. So we're done mixing them together thoroughly, and we're going to transfer them inside a glass jar, and the cover will be tissue still. And after 7 days, the IMO2 will be ready. And that can be ready to use as foliar fertilizer. We will teach you also on how to use it. And that's all for today, guys. We hope that you liked this video, and I hope that you also learned from us. I know it is quite confusing and you don't know how to start, but actually the secret is just start and you will figure it out. Let's start setting up the materials needed for our next stage, which is IMO 3. So we'll just use what we have. We have the fermented garlic, or we call it OHN in Korean natural farming. It's an oriental herbal nutrients made up of garlic. We will also use FAA, or fish amino acid made out of fish. Then we will also need salt. So we'll not complicate it. We just use what we have. So far it works well. So we are mixing it in the water. We'll transfer the mixture into this 200 liters bucket. But we will only add half full of water in this bucket. So that's gonna be 100 liters of water. We will be using rice bran as our source of carbs because beneficial microorganisms love carbs, carbohydrates. Since rice bran is the available carbs in our area, so that is what we're gonna use. When culturing beneficial microorganisms, we have to do it on soil to avoid any synthetic chemical contamination and to make sure that everything is natural. So we will be mixing it like mixing concrete materials, like mixing a cement and sand. So we will just gradually mix the water or the liquid into the rice bran until they are completely incorporated.
Kuan man la sira. This is size.
So we're done mixing it, and it has to be this moist. Then we will cover it with rice straw or grass clippings. Then a tarpaulin.
Iba ang mulay.
Okay guys, so we're done with the IMO 3 process. So we will have to wait for another week or 1 week, but we will check it after 3 days.
Oh my goodness. Oh, light. Wow.
For the materials needed, it will be the same as what we use in IMO 3 process. So there you go, this is our IMO 3, a successful one. As you can see, there are so many white molds, which are the tiny workers in our farm. Those white molds are the tiny or the microorganisms that will work on our soil to make it fertile. So if you have a degraded soil, we recommend to for you to do this and add this IMO 4 or even 3. It will already work on making your soil fertile again. So it has to be this moist before we cover it with rice straw. The rice straw will serve as a blanket for the beneficial microorganisms. This will warm them up. And we will also cover it with tarps to make sure the chickens won't be able to scratch on it. And the microorganisms or beneficial microorganisms will be safe. You will be amazed on how nature works, because this is effective and we were able to grow vegetables and make our chicken coops odorless. Why do we need to take the process until IMO 4? It's because this is how we make the beneficial microorganisms strong enough to fight against any bad bacteria that are taking over our soil. So in 5 or more days, this will be ready. The right indication is that this will stop heating up. So once it stops heating up, that means the IMO 4 is already ready. So let us tell you once again the benefits of this IMO or indigenous microorganisms. Basically, what IMO does is biodegradation, bioleaching, biocomposting, nitrogen fixation, improving the soil fertility, and as well as in the production of plant growth. The reason why we vlog about natural farming is because we want to prevent natural disasters like flash flood, landslide, and etc. Because the more the soil becomes degraded, it won't be able to absorb water anymore, and time will come that our soil will no longer be able to produce crops. So this is now the IMO 4, and we will apply it to our chicken beddings. This housing is actually for our broilers, and before the arrival of our broilers, we make sure to spread the IMO 4 first, which we actually got the idea from Korean natural farming. You can check it on Google if you want to know more. So we spread evenly on the beddings, and then we add more rice hull. Then after adding rice hull, we added another IMO 4. So in this cage, which is 4 meters by 4.5 meters, we applied a total of 3 kilograms of IMO. And afterwards, we will now spray some natural farming concoctions to make the microbes stronger and increase in number. We will add salt or seawater, whatever is available, you can use it. Then OHN, the Oriental Herbal Nutrient, made out of garlic or ginger, anything as long as it's an herb. Then Calphos, it's made out of eggshells. We will upload a video regarding how to make it, so make sure to subscribe now. Then we will add organic coconut vinegar, so make sure to only use organic or anything naturally made. And then after that, we can mix now the fish amino acid. Actually, there's no exact sequence in mixing them all together, as long as every concoctions of natural farming is present, for just for the microbes to be stronger. And then the ratio must always be 1:1. So in every 1 liter of water, we mix 1 tablespoon of concoctions. So we spray it evenly to the whole beddings, and we keep it for 2 weeks. Actually, sometimes in just 3 days, we occupy already the cage, and so far it's good because it's working well in our egg layers and also in our broilers. It's definitely odorless. So that's all for today, guys. The process may be long and took so much time, but it's worth it. Your chicken housing will become odorless and it will keep your animals healthy. And by the way, this was just a compilation video. There are short videos we uploaded in each stages. You can also watch it if you want, but if you like it to be just in one video, this is the perfect one. You can watch over and over again until you master culturing IMO. Thank you for watching, guys, and may you have a great day ahead.